everyone, what's up? And welcome to CrypTalk, the UGD podcast, where we talk about NFT in the gaming scene. And I'm your host for this episode, and my name is Myrtle Sarosa. Nako, I'm really excited to be here, everyone. And ang topic natin for today is what really is a metaverse. So, metaverse has been a word now we've been throwing around ever since the pandemic started, and nagiging familiar na siya, lalong-lalo na dito sa Philippines. I mean, Facebook renamed their platform into Meta, and it's been really exciting with all the different play-to-earn games and NFT games coming out. And today we're going to be answering that question: what is the metaverse? And for today's episode, we actually got someone very special. Nasasamahan tayo today. He is an NFT project founder, an NFT collector, and he is also a multiverse investor and a digital associate. Grabe yung resume ng tao ito ah. He is also a digital asset trader in Union Bank. Kaya naman, let's all welcome here sa UGD podcaster natin, si Miggy Planas. Hello Miggy, and welcome sa ating show. Maraming salamat for joining us here.
Hi Myrtle, thanks for that introduction, and hi everyone. I'm excited to be here, of course. Like, this is an exciting topic naman kasi everyone's talking about it. And yun, I'll explain it as much as possible and as simple as I can. And of course, Myrtle here will guide us out throughout the whole podcast, diba?
Oh, Miggy, kasi marami talaga sa atin dito. We hear about it, pero it's still such a very fuzzy concept para sa ating lahat. So, we would like to be enlightened today, and it would be awesome to be enlightened by you. So, yeah, let's hop into this. So, let's talk about it. So, para sa ating mga viewers na nanonood, ano nga ba talagang metaverse? So, Miggy, if I were to ask you, what is it? So, Miggy here has been investing into multiple NFTs. He also has investments into the metaverse. So, it's quite exciting to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, so actually, metaverse, the most simple way I could explain it siguro, you know, I'm pretty sure marami naman dito sa viewers natin or listeners natin, they know about, you know, Sims. You know, it's a very popular game naman na parang you want to have your own life, your own house, diba? Parang you can choose whatever you want your house to look like, however you want to look like, your life in the digital world. But parang,
Na-addict
you know,
ako
you can
dyan eh.
Ako din before
Na-addict ako
like,
dyan nung bata ako eh.
Yeah, so para siyang you can think about it as Sims na multiplayer, but then the catch is, you know, what's important, an important characteristic of the metaverse is yung involvement ng blockchain, because you know, decentralization, you know, and all those blockchain characteristics, yung that's what makes this metaverse special. So it's not just like a game na parang Sims. Parang those things that you own in that digital world, you own it talaga, diba?
In real life, oo.
Oh, in real life. Like yung couch, you paid for it with real money or yung crypto, and that's your asset. You can buy it, you can sell it.
You can trade it.
Yeah, you can trade it. So anything else there in the digital world, you know, there's ownership. There's ownership that's provided, of course, by the blockchain. Tapos of course, diba, it's decentralized, so anyone can look up na parang, yung couch na yan
Nakasulat talaga siya. Naka-encrypt talaga kung kanino ngayon, kung kaninong wallet yung couch na yan. Yeah, I agree with you there, Miggy. So, para siyang, kasi nung nilaro ko dati yung Sims it's a very fun concept na parang naandun ka sa isang reality na different from this real world that we are in. Nasa ibang reality tayo and we create this new life, but this time around parang mas naging future, mas you take it a step forward into the future as you incorporate nga yung iba't ibang assets, yung iba't ibang aspects ng blockchain. And it's very interesting na tayo dito sa Philippines, we're so open to this concept ngayon. And we are one of the countries na sobrang, alam mo yung parang sobrang dami sa atin dito na pumasok talaga.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure ikaw sa
kasi,
Union Bank, alam mo
yeah.
yan. Kasi marami sa mga kaibigan natin who got into crypto trading, who got into really investing dito sa NFTs, sa Union Bank. So, sa Union Bank nag-start out, di ba?
Yeah, kasi of course naman, tayong mga Pilipino, like, we find ways to earn. Like,
True,
kahit anong
true.
hustle, diba? And the
Hmm.
crypto and NFTs, all the blockchain, these projects, ang sobrang volatile to the sense that ang bilis rin kumita, diba? So, we've seen NFTs like earn from like 5,000 pesos siya, imagine, for the first day. And then
True.
in 3 days, nasa 250K na, diba? And we've seen like games like Axie, like, Filipinos, dami rin gamers here in the Philippines. And where can you find um an application where you can just play and actually earn, diba? So at the same time earn. So, sa Philippines, it's really been big for us, since yung gains also in crypto, they're more parang yung movement parang global eh. So kahit
Oo.
konting update lang for us Filipinos, of course we live in a third world country, sobrang big na yan for us. So
Tama, tama. Kaya nga parang naging ano na siya secondary income na para sa atin
yeah,
Naging secondary income na siya in such a way na marami talaga sa atin, nung namula tayo sa mundo ng NFT, ng play to earn games, sa mundo ng Metaverse, we suddenly saw this alternate reality para sa ating na here this time around. Aside from our 8 to 5 job na pumapasok tayo sa work, we can be in this other world where we have a separate life, and in this new Metaverse na we are in, we're actually also earning real life money. And
yeah,
ako as a gamer, Miggy, kasi ako, addict talaga ako sa games. I am a huge spender sa iba't ibang mga games. Like legit, meron akong game na RPG talaga na feeling ko for a long time mas nabuhay pa ako dun sa game na yon than sa totoong buhay. Kasi mas nag-enjoy ako dun Naging guild leader ako and everything. Pero it was very sad kasi as the game sort of, as the game continued, nare-realize ko na whatever assets I had there sa game na yon, I didn't really own it. Like, at the
yeah,
end of the day, yung account ko na yon, nasa game pa rin siya, and I couldn't really sell anything. Kahit sabihin na natin, thousands of US dollars yung isang mount ko dun sa game, I could not sell it. Tas na-realize ko na yun yung isa sa mga biggest differences from Web 2 to Web 3, di ba? Na parang in Web
yeah.
3 you could actually own something. And yeah, going back to the Metaverse, I wanted to ask you, so what are these investments then you invested on? Kasi you are very young, but you've founded so many amazing things. And we wanted to ask you about this. Where did you get the ideas, and how did you hop into the space?
Well, I guess for me, kasi I've always been, curious about, yung mga technology, things ganon. And I've always been a fan, like ever since, a fan of cryptocurrencies. So, yung mga applications niya, like, I used to think of them not just like as coins to invest, but also like, an ecosystem like where people can build on, diba? So it's more of a technology I'm really interested on, than just the investment part of it. So, like I was exploring some of the applications of these, and then of course, diba, like a few years ago, Ethereum introduced to us like yung ERC-721, which is like our what we call as NFTs right now. And then from there, like a lot of people like started to build, unique assets based on that. So then we have other blockchains as well. We have Solana, we have Cardano, we have BSC. So different ecosystems, but then they're also like doing each unique projects within their own. So like me, on my curiosity, ako like parang okay, I want to see where this will go, diba? And then parang when the Metaverse word came up, parang shit, parang interesting to. It's like a game that you can actually own like these assets talaga where you're like moving. Of course, none of them are some of them, like, Decentraland and Sandbox have developed fast na parang you can actually go and try it now, like yung mga beta versions sila. But yeah, so it's really interesting how you can like connect with other people like globally and like talk to them about your interests, what you own in the digital space, those things. Of course, you'd feel like, once you're there in the community, yung mga NFT communities, mga crypto communities, once you're there, you'd feel like separate, kunyari, kung wala kang, if you don't really own anything from there, right? Like, so say you own some land in the Decentraland or Sandbox. Of course, yung mga neighbors mo dun, you'll get to meet, you'll get to talk to, there's a community. It's the most important. Yung community actually yung pinaka nakaka-addict rin
True.
in NFTs and Metaverse. Once you feel like you're in it, you want to buy more, you want to buy, so like, more than it's nakaka-addict siya. But then I also see it as like a real investment towards the future, not just not just I'm more of a long-term investor than like thinking of like trading lang, yung mga flipping. I'm more of like invest on like yung mga solid projects and just keep them. So that's how really I like really talking to people, immerse myself in the blockchain communities, then check and research what's up.
Yeah, I love na pinasok mo dito yung Sandbox, because I was just about to ask you na for our viewers, like what are the different types of metaverses na and examples na pwede natin ipakita sa kanila. And I love na bringing out mo nga yung Sandbox. And sa ating mga viewers who is still not familiar with this, parang as we talk about the metaverse kasi, and as we mentioned, it is a space, napaka-interesting na i-explore yung concept na magkakaroon ka ng space where you can just basically do anything that you want. So, yeah, I love that you brought it out here so that we can also explain to them what are the examples ng iba't ibang mga metaverses that is actually out right now.
Yeah, so of course the two most popular metaverses that we have are Sandbox and Decentraland, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
These two metaverses are built on the Ethereum blockchain. So it's secure, and of course right now they're one of the first. Then dami ng companies actually that invested land in these metaverses. So these metaverses naman, they're the same in the sense na parang you can own assets, you can immerse yourself, own land, talk to people, etc. Have like games within that metaverse.
Concerts.
But I guess, yeah, concerts.
Exactly. Concerts sila.
Marami actually concerts. And I think the difference, their main difference, of course, is how they look. Because in Sandbox, they're more of like parang Lego looking or pixel looking characters, parang Minecraft actually. While yung Sandbox is more of like I'd guess parang Sims style na but both of them have really solid communities, have really solid have a really solid teams behind them and investors behind them. And both of them have like we have like JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks in the world, open a branch din sa Decentraland, and we have HSBC, also one of the biggest banks in the world, then based in Hong Kong, to actually have one in Sandbox, diba?
Wow.
So, yeah, we have companies like like Atari, Nike, they're all Adidas, they're all like doing all metaverse activities also within Sandbox and Decentraland. So those are the two most popular that I can talk about right now. But aside from that, diba, may mga ibang blockchains din that have their own metaverses.
Tama. Like, simplifying it para sa ating mga listeners and viewers, it's like this new space na pumapasok ngayon, iba't ibang companies as well. And you get into there and just really immerse yourselves within the community as well. And nakakatuwa, speaking of different banks that are getting into the metaverse, I'm quite curious na what is Union Bank doing in the space? Because I have to be completely honest here. I actually got into Union Bank because of Axie. Kasi a year ago, alala ko talaga, I was one of the people na medyo early into Axie. Tapos nagugulat ako, everyone who I was trading with would always request kung pwede ba Union Bank, kasi yung Union Bank, you can easily get into Union Bank, just scan your ID dun sa parang application. Tapos doon nila ako na-convince to actually open an account as well. Tapos nung pumasok na ako sa Union Bank, doon ko na-realize na oo nga, it's very friendly for everyone in the crypto space and people who were into Axie, into play to earn games kasi mas madali mag-trade within Union Bank. And ngayon, as Union Bank was one of the people na talagang sumuport sa mga tao na pumasok sa play to earn games, I'm actually quite curious kung ano ngayon yung involvement ng Union Bank into the Metaverse, knowing na Union Bank has been one of the most supportive banks when it comes to play to earn games, NFT games, crypto traders. Actually, naaalala ko, right when I started Axie Infinity, a lot of the people who I was playing with, who I was trading currencies with and tokens, sinasabi talaga nila sa akin, kung pwede ba mag-trade tayo sa Union Bank. And eventually, na-realize ko na, Union Bank kasi parang a lot of the people, especially during the pandemic, hindi makalabas ng bahay. And Union Bank was very accessible kasi they allowed people kahit at home to open up their own bank accounts and start trading from there. So I'm quite curious, since Union Bank really supported everyone who got into Axie, ano ngayon yung involvement ng Union Bank sa iba't iba pang mga metaverses and NFT projects? We're quite curious.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. And of course, the app, Flex ko lang, I think we have the best banking app out there. And
Good
okay,
flex.
so for us, like, of course, my job, you mentioned my job description a while ago. I'm a digital asset trader, but more than that,
Yeah, I
I
even
also do
forgot to mention na co-founder ka.
mga blockchain related projects within Union Bank. So of course we're interested of Metaverse, hot word siya ngayon, a lot of money flowing in. And of course, because of that, interested rin kami to learn about the Metaverse, and we actually have a partnership with Arc of Dreams. So this is also a Filipino
Wow.
made Metaverse. So I think you can look it up naman, and also in the internet we have you can see our partnership with Arc of Dreams. So they're developing a Metaverse under the Binance Smart Chain. And then we also have our NFT engagement. So we launched an NFT with a local Filipino artist. He's more of a traditional artist siya, si Renato Barha. So our collection is also live now on OpenSea. It's called the Marahuyo Art Collection.
Wow.
And Renato Barra's children's story. So all proceeds here naman will go to, of course, yung advocacy ng partner namin dyan, which is to fund to provide books for children. So that has been our engagement with Metaverse and NFT so far. But of course we're interested in exploring more pa. Of course, better if Filipino made projects that could really na may synergy that we could help out with, of course, kasi we believe in also empowering the Filipino people.
Nakakatuwa naman that, there's so many opportunities na pumapasok dito para sa ating mga kapwa Pilipino dahil sa Metaverse, dahil sa NFTs, dahil sa blockchain. I'm quite amazed na Union Bank is actually creating and supporting Filipino creators who are making their own metaverses. I'm looking forward to Arc of Dreams. I'm checking it out right now and looks pretty interesting. So magiging NFT game siya into the BSC. So this is gonna be interesting as it opens up more opportunities para sa mga kapwa Pilipino natin to, continue play and earn. And I'm really glad na you guys are also supporting yung mga ating mga artists, ang ating mga local artists who want to get into NFT art creation. Kasi there's so much opportunities into that. And yung nakakatuwa dito, because we've been so open to the space since the pandemic, nagkakaroon pa ng mas maraming opportunities. And with that, I actually wanted to ask you, so what do you think are the benefits of having a metaverse? Of course, alam na natin na when you are in the metaverse, you can earn from it through play-to-earn games. What do you think? Can you tell us more na lalong-lalo na para sa mga viewers natin na hindi pa nagkakaroon ng foot into the metaverse? Like, what would be the benefits for them to start joining us right now?
Yeah, so of course I think benefits in general of having a metaverse right now is of course one, you're not just it's more of being social naman, right, diba? Like
Yes.
what's the point of having a metaverse if you're not able to connect socially? So it's a digital identity where where you can, connect with other people and globally anywhere in the world, trade with them, buy and sell anything you want to do, and my digital identity because of course of the um blockchain technology. And it's private, secure, etc. And one I'll mention lang again, you can own yung assets, anything there. You can buy and sell, like yung mention mo kanina, you were playing games, di ba? Dami mong nagastos, and then after that, what na, di ba? Like you just, well, let's
In the
put it
game.
into experience na lang. It made you feel better, and of course, it's happy. But then what you can do actually with like metaverse or yung applications of the blockchain is that, kung ayaw mo na, pwede mong ibenta, right? Or if mag-appreciate yung value, pwede mo rin ibenta. And then more than that, if you can buy land in the metaverse, this is, it's not just land, it's digital land in a space where a lot of people are actually interacting. So meaning nun, maraming tao, there's traffic, yung land na yun, you could pwede mong parent, I don't know, you can have it leased kung may interested magtayo ng business within the metaverse. You can use it as an for advertising space, 'di ba? It's endless possibilities. Like I think you can do whatever. You can have it as a collateral, 'di ba? A collateral for I guess in the future some banks would look at these as assets also. But if you're gonna take a loan, 'di ba? These are assets that are very very expensive right now. Some of them are even more expensive than real properties, 'di ba?
Tama, tama.
So right now, like the metaverse, like, of course may mga ano pa rin, skeptical people na sinasabi wala, it's not gonna ganyan. But then for me it's inevitable like a lot of people are really going digital, lalo nang itong nangyari sa ating pandemic, di ba? Mas na push forward pa
Oo.
tayo na parang we really have to go digital and to be able to interact with a lot of people. Tapos yung nangyayari ngayon, like the easiest analogy I could think of, kunyari, di ba, people were buying Rolexes. Of course, they want to flex it then, di ba? Oy, ganda ng Rolex mo, ganun, ganyan. But now, the easiest way to flex something is having your profile picture changed, di ba? Di ba? And you own
Oh,
that asset. Imagine, parang digital, it's like a digital Rolex na you're not only able to flex to the peers around you or when you go to events, but flex worldwide. Diba? Like everyone, well, flexing kasi it's a trait of being a person talaga, eh, diba? You're proud of something that you own. So there those benefits of in the metaverse, yung trading, you're in the Philippines, you want to sell something in the US, you want to sell something in Europe, the metaverse will give you that diba?
agree,
So
agree. Parang
there are lots
ini-erase
talaga eh.
niya lalo yung mga borders between
Yeah.
people, between countries.
Some people are exploring, or some companies are exploring work within the metaverse. So like what you can do, like nire-recreate nila yung office nila into the metaverse, and then some of the employees just go work in the metaverse. And I think that's what Accenture right now is trying to experiment on.
Oh. Ako, medyo na-amaze ako dun sa fact na you guys can actually, create a workspace metaverse. It's very interesting. Kasi ako din personally, I completely agree with all what you said dun sa mga benefits para sa metaverse. Kasi ako personally, I also have multiple lands into the metaverse. I actually invested before I would invest into stocks. But right now, I would invest into lands in the spaces because suddenly na-realize ko, sa iba't ibang games, why don't I earn like a part of that game na nilalaro ko? That's why I started
Exactly.
investing. Oo, so I actually invested dun sa game called Meta Gods, which is which is under din kay Mr. Beast, some devs from the team na na-amaze talaga ako na parang this time around kung dati sa ibang RPG games, you're just playing there. Dito, you guys can actually own like a few lots of the dungeon. So kung may mga tao na nag-kill ng mga bosses into the dungeon, you also get some drops from there and earn from it as well. Tapos na-amaze ako sa fact na yung iba't ibang mga items here in the blockchain, you guys can sell it, trade it. I actually flipped yung isang character ko sa isang game na when I started off, it didn't have so much value, but because in the game bigla ako nakakuha ng isang very rare item, nag-double yung value ng character ko, which would never happen in a normal game.
Yeah.
Usually, it would just depreciate yung value ng isang character. But here, suddenly, you guys can sell your character and make much more. And kung naiisip mo yung mga in-game currency mo dati, it's just basically, something that's in the game. But this time
It's
around,
basically crypto, right?
oh, it's
Yeah.
it's a crypto token. You can earn with it from real
Yeah.
life. And a lot of us are quite shocked na minsan, mas malaki pang kinikita mo while playing the game than doing something else. So it's very interesting now we're here into the space where our eyes are being opened sa mundo of the future. Kasi I completely agree with you. And I also have to say na I really believe na yung metaverse, yung blockchain would be the future of gaming and even other businesses. As you mentioned na maraming mga companies getting into the metaverse. Doon na nila pinapapasok pala sa
Yeah.
trabaho, no? Imagine ko na ngayon, no? Papasok ka sa work. Or pag mag-VR ka sa bagong reality sa work. Nakakatuwa.
It's like another identity that you can create on your own. And it's not just like a game nga na parang, di ba, a lot of kids, a lot of people were obsessed in creating their own identities in these games. And imagine, you can actually create your own identity in a game that you actually own. Di ba? Forever na yun. It's there. The data's there forever. It's immutable. So, yun yung what's really special about the metaverse. And it's really nice to see rin. Actually, I just want to mention, it's nice to see these NFTs and yung values of some of the metaverse stands to actually, they're still going up or still stable despite, the crypto crash these past few
Yeah,
days. Diba?
tama.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite it, there are still some projects na talagang nagfa-flourish ngayon. So,
Yeah.
you would
And it
see
just
that
goes to
everyone's
show
building.
it just goes to show that na a lot of people in the world are really have like trust, and they really see these assets as real assets, as assets with value talaga, that they can not just like, it's not just something na, how people would think na parang, why are you buying a picture na sobrang mahal, diba?
Tama,
Sometimes
tama.
hindi rin nila naintindihan na sometimes you really have to learn more about blockchain itself to really get to understand, and that's just for other people talaga. But then for us, of course, diba, alam naman natin na there's really the value that's created in those NFTs are also because people or these communities made them valuable. There are use cases in it, may utility siya, like these metaverses, like you can actually do something with the land, diba? So they're real assets that can actually grow. So for me, I don't want to give advice without any of you, of course, mga audience natin. I want them to do their own research, but then
Dior.
getting into the Dior talaga. Mismo. So like yung mga metaverse talaga, for a metaverse for me is like, I think you should look into it, do your own research on which metaverse you want to participate on. May Decentraland, may Sandbox, pero sobrang mahal na nila. If not,
Yes.
you can invest in their yung coins na lang nila, like mana and sand. Once these metaverses pick up, of course the values of the coins will also pick up. But there are also like other metaverses that are very cheap right now, in like Solana, in Cardano, or in other games that you can find also in the Ethereum blockchain. So do your own research. Yung sa metaverse, I think it's a good invest. It's profitable, and right now, since murang crypto, diba?
Yes. Tama, tama. It's a good time to actually buy
It's a
in,
good
lalo
time
na
to
sa
check it
mga,
out.
oo, sa mga viewers natin na medyo curious pa. But
Mm-mm.
I completely agree. Always do your own research. Check who are the people behind what you are investing into. Just like any other company into real life, tingnan mo who are these people behind it.
Mm-mm.
Do they have credibility? Are they the type of people that you can look upon to long term? And are these people really vested and committed to making this project succeed? That's a few things that you have to really look at for a project to succeed. And since we're already talking about the blockchain into the metaverse, um, ito, ano lang to, I think this would just basically get from other ideas na sinabi natin earlier. But what is blockchain's major role in the metaverse? It has,
So yeah, the metaverse for me won't be a metaverse without the blockchain.
yes,
Without the blockchain technology. So it plays a very very big role kasi yun yung nagbibigay ng capacity for you to actually own things in the metaverse. It gives kailangan talaga yung pagka web 3.0 niya eh. And without blockchain, para lang siyang Sims. It's
oo,
like what I'm trying to say here na para so like our viewers here can understand it na without the blockchain you're just like playing a game without any proof of ownership, without immutable data,
mhm,
without yung for you to be able to transfer assets. And that's what the blockchain can provide you, like security and all those things I just mentioned, diba? So any of these blockchains, of course they have to be like smart contract blockchains,
yes,
um kasi those are where you can build applications on, diba? So these blockchains continue to build and build and build for them to be able to have smooth applications like these metaverses. So these yung blockchain talaga, it plays a major role, and ulitin ko lang, it won't be a metaverse without the blockchain.
yeah, exactly. Kaya din sinasabi natin, 'di ba? May lagi nga ako may nakakakita na meme na parang this my web 2 self and this my web 3 self.
Yeah.
PFP na. So you actually see na yung what sets the Web3 really apart is that everything is encrypted into the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
Web2 is the internet right now, but the
Yeah.
step into the future is knowing that you can own these things in the internet. A meme can be yours. You guys can own it. It can be encrypted into the blockchain. It can be in your wallet, and you can claim na ikaw yung may ownership dito sa isang certain meme na to, and that's what makes it completely different. But kanina pa tayo nag-uusap about different things that the metaverse and the blockchain has done for us. But for our viewers na still skeptical, what are the risks in building a metaverse? Kasi I guess a lot of people are hopping into this right now, but building something as complex and as complicated as a metaverse or projects into the blockchain, um, in your perspective, Miggy, ano ba yung mga nagiging risks na dapat we should also keep our eyes on? What are the possible red flags then that we could protect ourselves from?
Yeah, so it's good that you mentioned risk because the whole digital asset space is a risk.
Ah,
Kasi
yes.
yeah, we don't know if we're in a bubble or we're really just trusting these build or these founders that we have, diba? And I think for the metaverse, one of the biggest risks are, of course, diba? We're not sure if like people will actually pick this up, like like on a mass level, like the layman magme-metaverse ba sila, like for us, we're all like enthusiasts, like interested in the blockchain. And I guess this is what investors, yung mga big time investors, are really worried about, is the real use case, or is like are people like regular people who are into blockchain, are they ready for this kind of technology, like this year? Are they ready for it by next year? Will it be by the next 3 years? So these speculations, of course, yung value niyan up and down, up and down, up and down until people really get to pick it up. So with regards to any like technology, I could probably think about it as the early internet bubble nung early 2000s, 'di ba? Na parang sobrang daming internet companies. But of course, a lot of people were also skeptical about it, 'di ba? Mataas yung risk. And but then those that stayed with the right companies, sila yung they were the ones that were rewarded, and what we see as multimillionaires. Imagine investing in Google in a very early stage, investing in Yahoo, Apple in a very early stage. So, pag marami nang gumagamit, kung wala nang risk, there's no opportunity to earn, right? So, right now, Metaverse is really risky. We're not sure which of these Metaverses magiging sobrang gamit, right? So there's big competition, daming metaverses that want to be the metaverse, right? So yeah, that's also a risk in itself, na parang if you invest in a metaverse na daming promises, diba? Of course, these are all part of their roadmaps, right? Every blockchain project has their own roadmap, but not all of them are able to fulfill any of these actually. Yeah, diba? So of course, again, the drop na naman yung price. And if I'm really like 100% sold on the metaverse, I mean, I'd put all of my assets and money in the metaverse. But of course, there's still a risk talaga that's playing a role in the of course yung mass usage of metaverse is what we're looking at here, na parang we need more people to use it, we need more people to believe in it, but are they ready this year, next year, and in a few years?
Completely agree. Kaya siguro lagi natin sinasabi over on Twitter, over on the internet, when you do get into the metaverse, do your research.
Yeah.
Don't ape into something without really checking what it's about. And alam mo yung sometimes people like to really just hop into a bandwagon, pero
Exactly.
hindi nila na consider muna na, hey, am I buying when it's peaking? Or am I buying when it's at a decent price? So yun yung mga, feeling ko yung mga nagiging risks for people.
And there are a lot of scams na rin talaga eh. Like,
yes,
there are a lot of people, kunyari, let's say, I just say, oh, I'm building a metaverse project. Bilhin na kayo now. Since I'm taking advantage of the word metaverse na very, very hot, a lot of people naloloko to it eh. Like, I'll just take a picture of a Minecraft plot. Tapos yun na yung land mo, kunyari. Diba? Ganun ka na, I can sell that as an NFT. Then tell people I'm building the biggest metaverse and stuff. So, all our audience here, I hope, they don't fall into that trap na just because sinabing may metaverse na upcoming, magiging, they can profit out of it. Some of these are scams na taking advantage of the metaverse right now. So, important yung doing your own research, of course, and researching the team behind these metaverse projects, and kung fake yung engagement, puro bots ba yung nagsasalita. Kasi mostly, diba, they're on Twitter, they're on Discord. Yan naman usually yung communities of NFTs, but a lot of them, mga trolls, bots, whatever that they use for fake engagement. And we have to be cautious with these things, with any NFT, not just the metaverse. Pero marami rin kasing scams na talaga sa metaverse because of how popular it is. So grabe, daming risk, daming red flags. But again, like, you do your own research, ask help from, the people are very friendly naman in these communities. You have us here in United Gamers DAO, that you can also, very helpful naman lahat ng tao here. I think, I would say, with regards to like these things.
Ako personally, so since we've discussed yung risk, I'm actually quite curious because I've invested, I've helped market multiple NFTs, but I'm quite curious sa experience mo rin as a co-founder of an NFT project. How has it been? Was it difficult creating yung project ninyo, which is Jarheads and Park Ranger? And would you like to explain din sa ating mga listeners what is Jarheads and Park Ranger para sa kanila? Kasi
Okay.
I think it's quite interesting then to hear from a founder how you founded a certain project and how you started it.
Yeah, so these projects that I've co-founded, actually yung Park Ranger Social House, which was my first project. It launched back in October 2021. Pero this
Oh.
is special. It's in the Cardano blockchain.
Mm.
So why I made it Park Ranger Social House kasi I wanted to connect, of course, blockchain awareness and environmental awareness at the same time. Kasi that's the reason I built it on Cardano.
Oh, kaya Park
Kasi
Ranger. Okay.
environmentally sustainable siya. Like it doesn't, you don't have to go through any gas fees. It's a working proof of stake blockchain, and less energy usage, etc. So it's sobrang in line siya with the Park Ranger idea. So Park Ranger Social House is a PFP project na puro Park Rangers. So the website is actually parkrangersocialhouse.com. So medyo mahirap siya i-market before because of course environmental awareness, who's interested in that. And yeah, so it was successful for a while. Then of course some of the proceeds go to our partners sa Philippine biodiversity. We have partners in Nigeria for mga environmental stuff then. So yun, some of our royalties went there and our proceeds went there. And then yun, so that was the major of that project. Then I have the second project naman that I've co-founded is Jarheads. So this is parang parang art-based project siya na we also tried to do a PFP out of. So it became very successful actually. Naging siya, top 1 trading siya for a day in the whole blockchain, and I think now it's like top 30 all time.
Wow.
So it's doing well until now. It's doing well. And yeah, you can check it out. But yun nga, it's tough rin eh. Of course, you have to like do a lot of marketing, build your communities, diba? And have a lot of believers actually. So it's not just, hindi ka lang pwedeng just because you have an artist or just because you know how to code. You should also know how to like interact within the crypto communities. Kasi yun yung actually pinaka-hassle, diba? Like,
I feel na ramdam ko yung hirap doon
Mm. Kasi it's
Ramdam ko
really,
yung struggle mo doon
people discount it kasi, di ba? Parang, I think before I did like everything. Imagine like I did yung back end, tapos yung also community building and yung all the strategies behind it. That was really hectic. Imagine a lot of people from the community and pinipressure ka, anong next, anong roadmap nyo, anong ganyan. Diba? So, yeah. So, these things, of course, it's art and they're PFPs. We just want people to enjoy them and, of course, flex them or, have them in the Metaverse, etc. It's nice to actually experience to build projects in NFTs.
Very interesting yun kasi I love looking at PFP projects kasi I love how people pick up these arts and then also pick them up for number one sa community nila and another one for their utility. Like there's multiple PFP na mga projects na alam mo you also get special benefits when you are a part of that project, and at the same time you also meet people who are holders of that same
Yeah.
NFTs and create a community with them. And I feel kanina nung kasi ako personally I've hindi naman ako founder, but I have worked with multiple founders then who asked for my help in their marketing. Tapos na ako din personally, ramdam ko yung nila, yung pressure sa kanila. They're building and building every day. But at the same time, they also have to, ito yung isang mahalagang part kasi on being a founder. You have to be full disclosure. Kaya nga tayo decentralized, you have to be full disclosure with everyone. What's going on? Nasan ka na ngayon na part sa roadmap? Ano yung nagiging progress ninyo? Kailan yung releases ninyo? Which is actually I feel na parang na-amaze din ako for people who are founding projects right now kasi they put themselves out there and they also do so much more. They're building, they're developing. At the same time, they're talking to each and everyone, trying to make a very inclusive space. So, ito din yung nakakatuwa kasing parte sa iba't ibang mga projects na mas nagiging inclusive tayo sa isa't isa sa community. And I actually have a question sa'yo. I feel like this one is gonna be very interesting. Knowing that you have so much experience into the metaverse, what feature would you like to see sa metaverse na hindi mo pa nakikita ngayon? So, ako personally, a feature that I would like to see, this is coming from me, I would like to see something na parang yung bawat platform, you can hop from one metaverse to another with that same avatar. Kasi ako minsan parang iniisip ko,
Interoperability, that's
hindi
really
pa.
nice.
Oh,
Oh, really
kasi
nice.
naiisip ko, like for example, meron ako isang character sa Mirror 4, very pricey. Very pricey. So minsan naiisip ko, I wanna bring my characters into other games na parang I see so many other games coming out right now. Tapos minsan naiisip ko, sana madala ko yung character ko na to uh, sa ibang projects ng developers ng We Made, for example. Sana madala ko yung character ko from this project to their next project so that I can also, interact with new people within the community. So, yun yung isang feature na I would love to see in the metaverse. How about you, Miggy?
So, for me, well, I also want that kasi parang imagine mo, nagagamit mo yung mga NFTs mo. Like,
Tama.
say, your board ape, you can use that as your NFT as your character or avatar for all of the metaverse. Kunyari, may portal lang na pupuntahan mo, then napoportal ka to any metaverse. That would be nice, diba?
Parang Sword Art Online. Oh my gosh. Anyway,
diba?
anime reference. So yeah, I love that.
Wish list. I guess for me, like something that's not yet perfected, but I feel like a lot of people are thinking of ways how to do it is, yung connection talaga ng metaverse sa physical world. So maybe like, you're able to sell say you have a pair of shoes in the metaverse, but that's really connected to your shoe in like the physical world, diba? So I wonder like how can those things be done? But I feel like a lot of people are interested in seeing that happen. And one of the projects that I've come across is, I think, trying to do something the same. It's Americana.io. So it's Americana. So I think they're trying to sell physical things as NFTs. So very innovative. So I feel like sa metaverse, no, imagine selling some of your metaverse stuff that's actually like perfectly linked to your physical things. That would be interesting to see.
Alright, so yes, I'm checking them out right now. Tapos nakikita ko dito, they've got their paintings, they've got their furnitures, and interesting to paano kaya nila, binibenta nila yung mga paintings into ETH. And how are they gonna sell this into real life? Ipapadala ba nila to sa bahay mo? This is a very interesting concept right here on how they're gonna break the barrier of the metaverse and also to the real life. So these are things na makita natin in the future. And Niggy, grabe. We feel so very enlightened sa presence mo today. Ang dami mong nasagot ng mga questions namin. And parang namulat yung mata namin na grabe tayo dito sa Pilipinas, no? Ang dami nangyayari into the metaverse. Ang daming mga partnerships and collaborations na nangyayari. And I feel na everyone who's listening dito ngayon sa podcast natin is very, I think we also hype them up for what's in store in the future. Yeah, parang blessed tayo kasi minumulat natin yung mata natin to the possibility of this technological advancement. Like, what is the future of computers? What is the future of Web3? And we're very much excited. We want to thank you for joining us here. Is there anything you want to plug?
Well, I'm also, of course, super. This is a huge opportunity for me also naman, especially speaking to Myrtle, diba?
Narinig niyo ko actually, I'm amazed sa mga accomplishments mo at a very young
uh,
age. Natuwa ako na there are so many people who are this talented
mhm.
at this age. It's amazing.
So maybe I'll just siguro if you want to connect with me, maybe like ask a few questions, you could do that through Instagram. So I'll just plug in my Instagram here.
Yes,
So
go ahead.
it's at Miggy Planas. So my Miggy is Migui Planas. So Planas. So just my name basically. And then of course some plugin for Union Bank. We actually offer na right now nag-offer na kami ng trading, so you can actually buy and sell your cryptos with us as long as you have a Union Bank account. So um we can offer Bitcoin, ETH, of course, and USDC. I think some of the main coins pa lang so far, but of course, this is just OTC trading. So medyo high net worth individuals. Ang target na minimum namin is actually 1 million peso transaction. So, but yeah, it's a step towards crypto, and it's something we're already doing right now.
That is very interesting, and we want to thank you, and of course, Union Bank. I also maybe you want to promote din as well yung PFP projects mo, like Jarheads. I think
Oh
quite a lot
yeah.
of people here are very interested to see what else you've been doing.
So Jarheads actually it's more of a right now it's more of an art project. So art like kasi the artist which is also a co-founder of mine si Jar. So he's an artist, and yeah, he actually has an exhibition with Leon Gallery this coming July.
Wow.
And yun, we were able to make his NFTs, and globally naging okay siya. It's been really nice, and you can check it out. And so yung marketplace for Cardano is actually jpeg.store. So that's jpg.store, which store. So you can just search jar heads there, which is just JAR then heads. So with the space jar heads. Our website kasi right now is still currently under development, but it's gonna launch soon na rin. But imagine we were able to actually build a successful project without a website so far. And I think this is, if you like it, you can buy it. You can use it as your PFP, or a lot of people then piniprint nila na canvas, then dinisplay sa house nila because it's really art. Like, he's a really good artist.
Yeah.
So that's it so far for me. Yeah, Miggy Planas on Instagram, and check us out in Union Bank, and check Jarheads.
Thank you so much, Miggy. Maraming salamat for joining us here. And to all our viewers, maraming salamat for joining us for today's episode of CrypTalk. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And of course, once again, to Miggy for enlightening us here today. I feel like I just want to hop into the I just want to hop into the metaverse right
Let's
now.
get into the metaverse.
And of course, if you guys want to check out our previous episode, you guys can check out our official United Gamers website at unitedgamers.gg. And of course, you guys can also follow us over on our Facebook page, facebook.com/UnitedGamersDAO. And of course, ang ating Twitter channel, which is at UnitedGamersDAO. And also, sa mga viewers natin dito who is quite curious want to get into a conversation with us, please feel free to hop on sa ating Discord server ngayon and be a part of our growing community. Once again, this has been Myrtle Sarasa, and I'll see you on the next episode.